Hello, how are you? There are 3 foods that, when you eat them together with eggs, can increase your risk of inflammation, weight gain, and health problems. These are foods that many people eat every day without even realizing they could be causing health issues. It's important to talk about this, even to give you some alternatives so you can eat healthier in your daily life. Stick around until the end because you won't want to miss this. Before we start, I want to ask if you usually eat eggs in your daily life, and what do you eat eggs with? Do you eat eggs plain, in a sandwich, or with a specific food? I'd love to see your comment. And if you like this kind of informative video, giving tips and warnings on how to better consume and combine foods, leave a like. Then I'll come back and make more videos like this for you. Of course, eggs are an extremely healthy food, right? That's not in question here in this video. Eggs are a source of very high quality protein with high biological value, good fats, choline, which is good for the brain, vitamin D, and many important and essential nutrients for our health. The problem with eggs is that many people make combinations that aren't ideal, and they do this regularly in their daily lives. So let's talk more about what those combinations are and how you can improve these combinations to get even more benefits from this important food. First of all, eating eggs with an excessive amount of high glycemic index carbohydrates. This could be white bread, it could be white flour, it could be white pasta, it could be pastries, pancakes, or any type of highly refined insulin-spiking carbohydrate. This can overload our bodies, put extra strain on our pancreas, and greatly stimulate insulin secretion. And it can lead to weight gain and even metabolic problems in the medium and long term. Some people say, oh, I'm going to eat eggs with carbs, and that's fine because eggs don't have carbs. In fact, that's true, but it all depends on the proportion. Some people eat a very, very large amount of carbohydrates and just a small amount of protein. Just one egg, which has 6 grams of protein. So you need to be careful about this and make sure to balance your foods properly. And of course, whenever you choose to eat carbohydrates, if you can opt for carbs with a lower glycemic index, like whole grain bread or whole wheat flour to add, or legumes like beans with eggs, that will be better for you. I have a video here on the channel where I talk more about glycemic index and insulin resistance, talking about several concepts that are interesting not only for people living with diabetes, but also for those who want to lose weight and be healthy. I'll leave those videos down below in the description for you. The second group of foods includes processed meats like bacon, sausage, bologna, and salami. Some people say, now I'm going to eat a diet lower in carbohydrates, so I'll start adding eggs every day. And the only thing that matters is avoiding carbs. My breakfast is going to be eggs and bacon every day. That's not healthy. Eggs are a very high quality food with good fats, but bacon, sausage, these processed meats have a lot of saturated fat, can contain unhealthy fats, nitrates, a lot of sodium, curing salts. These are potentially carcinogenic foods, especially when we consume them daily and in large quantities. They are strongly linked, for example, to rectal cancer and other intestinal cancers. The point of this video isn't to scare you, but to make you aware that when we eat these foods daily and in large amounts, it really can cause problems, especially if you already have some genetic predisposition or other associated risk factors. So if you like eggs with some kind of protein, you can mix in some shredded cooked chicken with your eggs. You can mix an egg into the chicken, into ground beef, or into the tuna. Because, that way you can make an omelet or some scrambled eggs with something else, without a food that will harm your health, right? What you pair your eggs with matters. If you get into the habit of eating that every day, in the medium and long term, it really can be bad for you. The third food, and I think this is one of the things people mix with eggs the most, is ultra-processed cheeses with low nutritional quality. You know that cheese that comes in a tube that's kind of creamy? Sometimes it says it's cheddar, but it's not. It's a yellow paste that tastes like cheddar. Sometimes it comes between 2 slices of plastic. That is an ultra-processed cheese. When you look at that, it's very high in bad fats, very high in starch, high glycemic index carbohydrates, coloring, preservatives. There's hardly any real cheese in it. There's nothing there, or very little. A good quality cheese should basically be just milk and rennet. So check the label on those cheeses. Egg with cheese is a good combination, especially if you use cottage, ricotta, or white cheese. I have a white cheese recipe here on the channel. Pick cheeses that are leaner, higher in protein, and more nutritious. So be careful with those processed cheeses. On top of everything else, they're also very high in sodium. They're not a good addition to our daily routine on a regular basis. Tell me if you used to make any of these 3 combinations. Which combinations are you going to stop making, change, substitute, or do you eat eggs with some other food? What food do you usually mix with eggs? I would love to see your comment. Remember to leave a like on the video because that also helps me out, and share it with someone who will enjoy it, with someone who needs it. Let's work together to expand this chain of good. That's what I want here with the channel. See you next time. Bye.